nearly as eloquent or verbose as Doug, but I'll try my best. He's taught me a lot as well as the other faculty, and today he taught me a new word, which is Deuteronomist, so I'll be excited to try that one out later. But I'm very proud and glad to represent this group of graduates in the BFA program. I've truly learned a lot here at my time at BYU and in the design program, and something recently has been striking my heart, and that is something that Doug said on our last day of the class, actually, and he reiterated in his speech. He said that in the coming years he's very excited to see the great designers that we will become, but he's much more excited to see the great people that we become. And he's excited to see the great lives that we will live and the service that we will offer to others. And that is a very important reminder for me. Of course, we came here and we're studying graphic design, and that's wonderful. We've grown in our skills and knowledge of design principles, but the reality is that we're not here on this earth or at BYU to be just graphic designers. We're here to learn, grow, progress, to become better disciples of Christ and better neighbors. As Elder Suarez said this morning, we are meant to become beacons of light to others, to share and reflect Christ's light, and to help others find their way. I, in this program, have learned a lot of things, including the value of patience, hard work. I've learned to face and accept failure and critique, things that I don't want to hear, and to attempt to humble myself and learn from those things. And I've created a lot of things while I've been here at BYU, but the thing that I value most and that I'm most proud of creating is the relationships, as Doug talked about. Your sons and daughters and family members and friends are incredible, and I'm so grateful to have made relationships with all of them. I want to share a little story about relationships. The first semester that I was accepted into the program, as Doug said, we have long classes. We had a 6-hour block of class just straight with the same people, and Kevin was our teacher, and I would walk to school every day with just filled with anxiety. I would think, Kevin's gonna tear me apart, he hates me, I'm not worthy. And I wasn't really as good of friends with everybody yet. I wanted to be, but I felt the whole room was so full of anxiety and almost competitiveness that relationships weren't being built. Slowly they were. There was one day we were in that 6-hour class and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't stare at my computer anymore, so I scooted my chair over to a few people that I vaguely knew but really just wanted to be better friends with, and we started chatting, and we must have run out of things to say because I asked them, what if everybody in this room, if we were all stranded on a desert island, who would we be? Who would be the tribe leader? Who would be the cannibal? Who would start a coup and overthrow the tribe leader? I think I got killed during part of the scenario. But as we started talking and discussing these things, the rest of the class started looking up from their computers and joining in the conversation and shouting out their suggestions and laughing and becoming friends. And since that day, I can't remember walking to school with as much anxiety. I mean, it was always there, but lessened. And I was more excited to go be with my friends and my family, which these people have become. And that is the power of relationships and creating relationships and valuing that above all else. This story and experience may seem somewhat insignificant, but it's something that I'll never forget. And I know that relationships and lives are built day by day, small act by small act, just by showing love in the tiny things. I love my cohort, I love the graduating class, and I'm very glad to have met them and to have learned many things from them. And I want to highlight each of them in a slightly unorthodox way. I want to talk about who we would all be if we were in a medieval village together. And just share some of the highlights of who they are as people. And I don't have favorites, but I'll start with Bruce because he's my favorite. So Bruce, I decided these mostly on myself, but I had some help from Ella and Liz, so if you have a problem, you're offended, take it up with them. It was probably their fault. But Bruce is the village baker. It's a relatively humble position out of the spotlight, but without the baker, without Bruce, there is no village. Nobody's happy, nobody has bread, and Bruce is the glue that binds everybody together. Lauren Fernie is the town mayor. She's not by lineage, she was elected, we want her there. And she takes charge when needed. She organized this whole dinner. And when Lauren steps up and has, well, I don't know about the whole dinner, but most of it, I think. Right? She did a great job. But when she steps up and has an opinion, everybody says, okay, that sounds pretty good. I trust Lauren. Kate Fawson is the Queen's handmaid. She actually is the one who keeps the royal family together and intact. She knows everybody's birthday. She plans all the get-togethers. She's the one doing all the work in the group chat, even when we're sometimes not responding as well as we should. But she does all the behind-the-scenes work to make us a happy family, right? Faith McCready is the town lawyer, judge, jury, executioner. Faith can give a passionate speech about what she believes in, and I love listening to it. I think it's so funny. I think that can be a little intimidating at first to some, but she's actually very chill, just loves to have a good time, and is really underratedly funny, I guess is a good way to say it. That's Faith. Okay, Eliana. Eliana Bori is the kingdom's florist. She is kind and sweet, and everybody loves her and what she brings, and she just brightens any room that she is in with her smile, so thank you, Eliana. Shunpei Suzuki is our adventurer. He is usually not in the village. We're kind of like, where is Shunpei? But he's off in some foreign land doing something awesome. And when he comes to town, there is a parade, a procession. We're all so glad that Shunpei is back. Katie Javadi, I think I said that right. Is that right? Yeah. And Liz Bedell are a package deal. If you see them separated, it's pretty rare. I'm surprised they're not at the same table, honestly. But they are the court administrators and advisors to the people. So they are really running kind of the whole program. I'm not sure how we'll keep going once they're graduated. The faculty are great, but administratively, it's Katie and Liz. But they also are there to listen and lend an ear, give advice, and be kind to all of the other students. And I personally would probably not be in this program without Katie and Liz. Jane Wilson Boyle is the town monk. What else could she be? There she is, okay. And she's kind of just everywhere at all times. Like in the most random places, you'll find Jane, and she'll give like an unintentional word of wisdom that you'll remember for the rest of your life. And I don't think she like recognized that, but you're just like, whoa, that was awesome. She's very talented as well. Zoe Braylat is the royal tailor. She dresses the king to the max. Sometimes he's like, I don't know about this outfit. And she's like, no, get in, it's gonna be awesome. She gives everything in everything. She never goes halfway, and she always follows her passion. Chloe Jackson is the innkeeper / hairdresser. And she is always welcoming, says a warm hello, and everybody's welcoming her in and to get a haircut. And there's been many days where I'm just on the grind, I've got my AirPods in, and Chloe comes over and says hello, and it really brightens my mood for the day. I don't think Cedric is here. Is Cedric here? I love Cedric, but no, it's good. Cassia Day. I think everybody in the village thinks Cassia is like a sorcerer, but she's actually just a scientist. She's studying and kind of doing things we don't understand. She's just a league above everybody else. But we trust that she's doing something important and awesome and intelligent. Olivia Stevenson is the princess of the kingdom. She always waves like this to the villagers. And everybody thinks she's perfect, but she'll be the first to tell you she's not perfect. She's not. But she probably is. Zoe Bastian is the town scryer, storyteller, the guy who plays the lute kind of thing. She's very passionate, and when she's talking, you're just locked in like, whoa, this is, I don't even care about whatever this is, but this is crazy, this is awesome. And she's always in the most colorful and pizzazzy outfits, and we love it. Caitlin Thompson is the craft guild leader. She cares about quality and craftsmanship, and she travels the world to seek things out full of quality, and she's always there to defend others with a silent strength. Silent strength. Sounds kind of ChatGPT, it wasn't, I wrote that. Silent strength. Abby Cannon is the king's jousting champion. Full suit of armor, she's always ready to take on any challenge with a smile. I've never heard a complaint out of Abby. It's always just happy and ready for the next thing. Danielle Dalton is the lady who runs the orphanage. She's always quick to be on the street and pick up a new urchin it's often me. And then to just find somebody who's struggling and give them help and she always gives her full attention and concern to that person in that moment. And I think this is the last person, if I've forgotten anybody, let me know. Ella Babcock is the village witch. We need one. She is always in her lair, 24/7, working on her creatures, on something cool. And maybe kind of scary, but she's always ready to have a nice chat, and she will always listen to anything that anybody has to say. I've bored her in many conversations, but she's always there to listen. She's also very honest and straightforward and well-intentioned. So that's our graduating class. So let's give it a applause. Thank each of you. You're all wonderful, and I'm grateful for the relationships that we've had and built. As President Shane Reese said this morning, life is about serving others and also allowing others to serve you. And I can confidently say that I've been served by many of my peers every single day, often in ways that they probably don't recognize or sometimes even intend. But their kindness, light, and charity has sustained me throughout my time here. I hope each of you continue to be wonderful designers, disciples, servants, and friends. And I'm excited to see the wonderful things you do and the wonderful people that you become. So thank you and congratulations.